Describe the role of the specialized educator in the various work environments. Provide examples of the tasks and responsibilities. So, a specialized educator's job is to help those who are experiencing or likely to experience difficulties integrating society or adjusting to new circumstances. They work with people of all ages, including people with behavioral disorders, mental illnesses, physical and mental disabilities, or health issues. And this can include kids, teens, adults, elders, and then they're able to work in many sectors. And some of the sectors they work in it is include schools. So in schools, they teach specialized educators. They design and implement individualized education programs for students with disabilities, which makes them a specific curriculum adapting to their skills and needs. So, for example, they may modify lessons or for like someone that has problems with math or reading, they're gonna customize the lesson plan so it can help them focus more on their lessons. So, for example, someone that's dyscalculia, the specialized educator would create a plan that would focus more on math skills and help him more, or give him like a visual support to help him better understand grasp concepts in math. Then also specialized educators, they could also work as resource room teachers where they work with the student with disabilities in one-on-one settings or in smaller groups. They're able to help them in separate settings to give them more reinforcements and give them more instructions on the academic needs. Okay, then they're also able, specialized educators are also able to work in a rehabilitation center where they work with speech therapists, occupational therapists, or physical therapists. From this they're able to create and implement strategies implement strategies and therapy plans to help individuals communication, motor, or sensory skills. And then oh yeah, also in rehabilitation center, specialized educators also assist people with disabilities that want to transition from rehabilitation center to like independent living or employment. So they provide like vocal coaching or like life skills instruction, which is nice. Then there's also community support. So the community support, they work with community support. The specialized educators will advocate for inclusive training, and they will advocate for the special needs. Like they want programs and stuff. They're gonna help them. They could also and community supports. They also work with people who have behavioral challenges, and they're gonna implement different behavioral intervention plans. These plans focus on like positive reinforcements positive reinforcements to improve behavior or social skills. And lastly, there's also private practice where some specialized educators work independently and offering consulting service to schools, families, organizations. They might conduct assessments, provide professional development to educators, etc. That's it. Next, it's identify attitudes and skills that are required by the specialized educator. Give examples. So the first thing that they need is empathy and patience. So specialized educators need to understand that what the challenges that the individuals with special needs have, and they need to understand and be patient with addressing their needs. So like I think one example is, let's say a student has what is it? A student is struggling with autism and has autism and is struggling with communication. So then the specialist educator has to find like a different various techniques to find approach that works, and for that he has to have patience. So like, because obviously you're not gonna find the first thing that comes up to him. He has to be patient with it. Next is called flexibility and adaptability. So basically, a specialized educator will have to find different teaching methods and adjusting strategies to suit the individual learning styles. For example, like adapting lesson plans for a student with dyslexia. by incorporating visual aid and alternative reading methods such as like I guess audiobooks and other ways. Next is they have to have a positive outlook. Yeah, they have to have a positive outlook. So they have to maintain a positive towards challenging and be supportive for learning environments. So, example, encouraging a student with ADHD to celebrate small achievements to boost their confidence and motivation. So they always have to have a positive outlook. And the last one is advocacy and determination. So being an advocate for learners with special needs, ensuring that they have to be an advocate for learners with special needs, and ensuring that they receive all the resources and support and equal opportunities. Advocate for learners with special need. So an example is collaborating with the policymakers to implement inclusive policies and practice in the educational settings. Okay, that's that. And then the skills. Oh yeah, the skill. That's just the attitude. Now the skills. They have to have differentiated instructions. They have to be able to tailor teaching methods to suit diverse learning needs within the same classrooms. Example: provide a varied assessments for students with disabilities in the same subject. Another one is collaboration. You need to be able to collaborate. So they need to be able to collaborate with other specialists, educators, families to create a comprehensive plan. So collaborating with speech therapists to integrate speech exercise in daily lessons. They also need to be assessed. They need to be assessment and evaluation. So basically, that means that they need to be able to assess the strengths, the weaknesses, develop personalized learning plans. So one example of this is conducting ongoing assessments to track progress and modify teaching strategies for a student with learning disability. And the last one is technological proficiency. So using technology efficiently to enhance learning experiences and accessibility. Okay, now let's go. As a specialized educator, can you describe aspects of the code of conduct important to the profession and give an example? So code of conduct. I guess the first one is professional? No, is it? What is it? It's confidentiality. So as a specialized educator, they have to maintain strict confidentiality with their clients, and only discuss it with them and keep everything confidential except with maybe other specialists or parents. Then they can share with them. But otherwise, you can't share with anyone else. Because example of this is that educator will refrain from discussing any confidential student information with anyone else not directly involved in the student's education. Sharing the privacy. Next, it's professional. Next is professional competence. So educators are expected to continue developing their skills by attending workshops and whatnot. So an example would be a specialized educator participates in ongoing professional development workshops to learn new techniques and strategies for supporting students with different learning styles. And last one I would say is professional relationships. So educators must maintain professional boundaries and not appropriate relationships with students. So that means that they're not going to date they're not going to be colleagues or students because they have to maintain strict professional relationships. So it's like inappropriate for that. Okay, next one I'm going to say is as a specialized educator in Montreal, Quebec, refer and apply current laws and regulations and give examples. So in Montreal, Quebec, there's the Quebec Education Act. This act forms the foundation. This act forms the foundation of education in Quebec. Ensures that education for all Quebec ensures the right to education for all children, outline the roles and responsibilities. And this even includes people with disabilities, so everyone specialized is allowed to have it. Now, example, let's say you're working with a student diagnosed with attention deficit. Under Quebec, you have to work closely with them. There's teachers, parents, and develop individual education plans that address. You have to comment to them like preferred seating, breaks. You have to give them a good environment to learn. Next is the Quebec Charter Rights and Freedom. And this charter protects the rights and freedoms of all the individuals in Quebec. So the Quebec Charter of Rights and Freedom ensures that everyone gets access to education without discrimination. So this examples as you're required to is that suppose you're looking for a student with disability that requires accessibility accommodation within the school. So you have to make sure that he has work. He has he's in a wheelchair, so you have to make sure that he has a proper accessible ramps, elevators, so he can get to school. And then the next one is special education services. And find the special education service. So Quebec has specific laws and guidelines that outline the provision of special education service for students with diverse learning needs. And this includes assessment, individualized support plans, and access to specialized resources. So let's give an example. Suppose you're assisting a student with learning disability. So you'll collaborate with a multidisciplinary team, conduct assessment, develop strategies that tailored to the student's needs, ensure they receive appropriate support with the classroom. So an example. So as a yeah, that's it.